Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Sealed for Good. I'm your host Shandy, and today we'll be looking at everything detailing in the Gripset range. So this is a topic that we get a lot of questions, a lot of queries, and we thought it might be a good idea at this point to just cover some of those things off. So the other component to detailing is obviously you have your penetration. So in the Gripset range, the most common product that you'll find for treating conduit pipes, water outlets, your flick mixer taps, all those sort of things is your Elastoproof collars, right? So these are quite simple to use, really good innovation. Again, since 2004 has been part of that Gripset range. And the way that we utilize these is quite simple. So if you, whatever penetration you have, it could be a shower tap, a flick mixer like I mentioned, you actually grab the product, sort of try to find that central point and then sort of feel the edge. So whichever one's closest. So at this point, it's, if we count the rings, 1, 2, 3, and then we cut one in. So all you need to do is fold it in half, good pair of scissors, follow the marked diameter, okay? And then you push it over that penetration. And then what it does is it creates a pressurized seal that ensures that you don't have any water penetration. Right, so same thing as the Elastoproof, the B50 joint band. It's a liberal coated membrane, push it in place, one coat over the top, you're done. And that's also true for larger pipes. So the collars come in a range of sizes. This one here is a large size, 300 by 300, and that's really good for your larger toilet pipes and things like that. So same thing, have a feel, yep. So with the larger collars, what you could actually do as well is fold it in quarters, and that does make cutting it a little bit quicker. So probably want a better pair of scissors than what I'm using today, but it'll still make pretty short work. All right. There's your seal. And the last sort of detailing product to cover is the butyl square. So this, again, it's another one of those time-saving systems that, really achieve an excellent seal with less touch points, right? So I suppose the point that I didn't cover with all these detailing products is that it's a one product system. So the less touch points there are, the less the chance of human error. So that's where the detailing products really do stand out compared to having to construct with multiple products, your joint detail or your puddle flange detail. So the butyl square is no exception. It bonds directly to PVC. It seals the edge around the perimeter of the puddle flange itself. And then it's also waterproof straight out the box, where you only need to apply that one coat. So the way that it works is, let's pretend that this hasn't been detailed yet. You just place it centrally over that opening, peel 1/2 of the release paper, and then starting in the middle, you push it down and massage it into position. All right, and then you flick it over. You repeat that process. Large it in position. And then from there, you get your pair of scissors, cut it in half, cut your X. Oop. And then you just follow that edge all the way around. And then tuck it in place. All right, so I'm not going to do the whole thing here. We have another video that shows the full installation, but just to give you that idea, it's a quite quick, simple product to detail all your puddle flanges. And then you just coat a membrane. Not only is bonding to the PVC true for the butyl as a puddle flange, as a BRWPF square, but it's the same thing with your tape. So, you know, one option to detail these sort of terminations is OP primer and then your liquid membrane. But a much faster installation is the use of the butyl tape. So again, directly onto that PVC, and then you're up to that membrane stage. So we hope all these tips help. Let's just go over to the table for a final conclusion and we'll wrap this episode up. Just as a bit of a recap, we have the Elastoproof B50. So premier detailing product in the Gripset range, that flex zone in the middle. A couple of things that I've left here just as a bit of a demonstration is when you're applying the liquid membrane as the adhesive, you don't need to go a really heavy coat. So generally what you want to do is sort of push it in place, do, you know, a liberal coat of membrane, and then what you'll find is if you sort of push the edge, you'll see that this excess comes out. So as a starting point, if you haven't used the product before, you can kind of bed it in and then firmly press and push any excess membrane out, and that will help with the curing process. You'll always, you can also, as an indicator to make sure that you've put enough, is actually press on that fabric edge. And what you'll find, if it bleeds through, if it transfers through as you're pressing it, then you've got sufficient membrane on there. And then from there, it's the same thing if you're overlapping. So liberal coat, do your 50 mil overlap, push it in place, push out any excess, and then that will cure to a very, very strong bond. Like I mentioned before, so strong that it will in fact rip the tape in half before it actually lets go from that junction. Okay, so suitable for class 1, class 2, class 3 membranes at 120 wide. Next, moving over, we have the PF tape. So this one's available in the 80 millimeter and also in the 150. So the 81 millimeter is suitable for your class 3 and your class 2 membranes, but for anything that's sort of a class 1 system, then you need to move up to the 150 wide. The 150 is also nice to cut and create corners and other sort of detailing bits and pieces as well, right? And then lastly, we also have the traditional system, which, as we mentioned, it is critical to get the correct profile, that 12 mil minimum, and then you membrane over the top. As an additional option, you do also have the reinforcing fabric, which the benefits of the reinforcing fabric is it's going to help you achieve the correct build up on that corner and also give you some additional tensile strength as well, right? Which becomes really important when you do consider, you know, once the tiling application, if it's a wet area, bathroom, balcony, that you do want to keep, you know, some extra protection for that sharp tile edge as well, right? So thank you so much for watching this episode of Sealed for Good. Hopefully it's really provided you with enough information to make the correct considerations when selecting a detailing product. We've tried to sort of showcase the different ranges and the pros and cons for each one. It's always important to download the TDS. As I mentioned, the membrane TDSs, they've all been updated, so it's worth checking out, you know, what the new detail is with the 3 different detailing options. And anything else, please get in touch with us. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Until then, happy waterproofing. Massive shout out to the legends at Anchor Waterproofing, this week's Gripset Applicator Spotlight. Beautiful looking jobs, really good use of the C1P and the E60. Nice and clean, sharp, fantastic looking applications. Keep up the good work.